Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, I have the top 3 lockdown builds in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. We have all 3 of the types listed right here. We have the 6'9" glitched out metric as the #1 lock. We have the 6'5" perimeter oriented lockdown as the #2. And then we have the 6'7" that I'm calling the pure lock at the #3. So to give some context as to what these are all good for, the 6'9" glitched out metric build is ridiculous versatility. It's going to have elite interior defense as well as elite perimeter defense as well. Still be able to hang with literally anybody in the game. You can literally guard anything 1 through 5 with this build as long as you have the right stick with it. And on top of that too, you almost don't even have to have the right stick with it. It gets Hall of Fame interceptor, Hall of Fame intimidator, and if you upgrade the weight on it as well, you get Hall of Fame rebound chaser as well. I mean, the build is the best one in the game when it comes to the lockdowns. It's undisputed if you ask me. For #2, we have the 6'5" perimeter oriented lockdown where you're trying to guard people that are getting through screens or just fast players in general. You want good speed, good perimeter defense. This is your build right here. And then lastly, we have the 6'7" pure lockdown build right here. This is also going to be a glitched out metric build. So for instance, it's a 6'7" that gets 6'6" stats. So long story short, a 6'6" gets 88 speed. A 6'7" normally only gets 82 or 81. So you have the speed of a 6'6", but you are listed at 6'7" for your height. So for anybody who's wondering how to actually create the 6'9" and the 6'7" builds, we'll be doing it at the end of the video. I just want to let you guys know there are people out here who already know how to make these builds right here. So I don't want to waste their time and bore them in this video. So I'm just going to save that to the very end. If you're wondering how to make them, just watch the whole video. I'll just put it like that. But anyway, for those who are just interested in seeing the stats and stuff like that, we're going to display that right now. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to on them noties, all that good stuff. And like always, let's try this 1 to 1,000 likes. So first and foremost, we have the #1 lockdown build in the game. Undisputed if you ask me. 6'9", 190 on the weight, 7'7" wingspan. It's going to allow you the ability to get Hall of Fame interceptor with 90 steal rating, Hall of Fame intimidator with 95 block rating. And then on top of that too, if you max out the weight, you're going to see it actually allows you the ability to get 99 defensive rebound at the 235. So this right here allows you the ability to have Hall of Fame interceptor, intimidator, and rebound chaser all in the exact same build. It's an unheard of thing. No other build in the game can get this combo at all. It's really just ridiculous. But I'm not here to showcase that version. If you want to look into it with the maxed out rebounding, you can go ahead and do so. But I think it really sacrifices a lot of speed and perimeter defense, and I don't like that when it comes to trying to be an actual lockdown. I think that's something you can more so do if you're trying to be a big man, like an undersized big with it. And that's the beauty of this build. It really has ridiculous versatility, and especially if you max out that weight. But long story short, I'm here to show the more lockdown oriented one. So we have 6'9", 190 on the weight, 7'7" wingspan. Listen, again, I want to stress there are a lot of people, and I hate showcasing builds like this because there are so many people who are like, yo, I'm setting my build up with 6'9", 190 on the weight and 7'7" wingspan because they're doing it imperial, not metric. And long story short, they're wondering why they don't have the same ratings as me. Again, as if I haven't already said it 15 times over my YouTube like the last month or so. You have to do different setups when it comes to the build. And again, I'm showcasing that to you guys at the end of the video if you don't know how to do it. All right, so just want to be on the same page with that stuff because a lot of people always get left in the dust with that stuff. But anyway, again, I want to talk first and foremost about what this build provides rather than what it doesn't provide. So we have 90 perimeter defense, 90 steal, 95 block, 92 defensive rebound while still having 79 speed on a 6'9" build with 7'7" wingspan. It is unreal how well you can play passing lanes on this build. I mean, you got 2K League players saying it's like no skill involved for doing stuff like this, and I will agree to an extent. It's really, really crazy. It's a bailout. I mean, you can have Hall of Fame interceptor, hold LT, and the game's just going to get interceptions for you most times. Whether you're playing hedge, whether you're playing corner defense, the list goes on and on, man. It's really crazy. And then on top of that too, when you do press X for the interceptions, it's insane. Interceptor is definitely the best badge in the game right now on defense. It's kind of undisputed if you ask me. And then I think things like Intimidator combined with 90 perimeter defense are glitchy, man. Like to be this tall with this wingspan and this perimeter defense with Hall of Fame Intimidator really makes you a contesting machine. And then you still have things like gold rim protector, Hall of Fame chase down artist, gold ankle braces. You have gold rebound chaser as well. You can even still get Hall of Fame pick dodger on this build. Gold pickpocket, gold clamps. The list goes on and on. It's literally the best lockdown build in the game if you ask me. There's no question about it. Now, what it lacks compared to the other 2 builds that I'm going to showcase is probably 3-pointer and ball handle and speed with ball and stuff like that. It actually has a lot more driving dunk than the other 2 that I'm going to showcase, but either way. So again, for this video, when it comes to how I'm breaking these builds down, I want to talk first and foremost on what they're really good at and then go all the way down from there. So we've already talked about the elite defense. That's obviously the driving force of this build right here. The physicals are also very good. You could put the vertical even higher, but I think it's very hard to budget that out. And as you take a look at all these 3 categories right here, you can see why it's a little bit hard to budget it out as well. I do want want to talk really quick about standing dunk. So I made a video on 45 standing dunk and how it really is elite in terms of unlocking 2 packages for you that you can get standing dunks with. So if you have 45, you don't have to have rise up. You don't have to have, I mean, fast twitch is nice, but you don't have to have it either. Just the ability of having 45 standing dunk is very nice, but you can see it's very hard to budget. I mean, if we're using vertical as the example, you'd have to drop it all the way to 72 and still even drop a little bit of free throw just to have 45 standing dunk and not gain any finishing badges at all. So honestly, it's up to you if you want to play with this as a pick and roller style of a build. I don't think you need it though if you're not going to be running any pick and roll at all, so just keep that in mind. But on that topic of the finishing, I want to talk about the badge budgeting. So you can have Hall of Fame Limitless Takeoff, Slithery Finisher, Gold Posterizer, but you can see that totals up to like 12 just between Slithery and Limitless combined, and that's all you get is 12 finishing on this build. So I think what you want to do with this is actually just budget them all down to gold. You want to go Gold Limitless Takeoff, Gold Slithery Finisher, and then Gold Posterizer. You're going to have to put 1 extra badge point into finishing because that's going to be 13 right here, combined with 4 and 4 on Limitless and Slithery Finisher, and then 5 with Posterizer. So if you just want to add 1 extra badge point to this, I think you can comfortably run all 3 of these on gold and not see any real big difference between Hall of Fame on Slithery and Limitless Takeoff. So I think that's very, very doable. And then just to have 92 driving dunk and Gold Posterizer, it's going to give you the elite contact dunk packages. Again, 92 driving dunk and Gold Poster is very doable. We also have a video on that very recently comparing 99 driving dunk to 92. So if you want to check that out, feel free to as well. We got a lot of videos correlating with this build right here. But anyway, moving along, the shooting category is very, very like doable, I would say. 22 shooting badges with Hall of Fame Sniper combined with 77 3-pointer. I mean, it's very doable. You have Hall of Fame Sniper, Silver Hot Zone, Silver Blinders, Silver Catch and Shoot, Corner Specialist, Deadeye. I mean, it's very doable, honestly. You could even run like Bronze, Silver Lucky 7, Silver Green Machine, some Stop and Pop. I mean, honestly, you probably have more shooting badges than you even need in the first place. So I would like to think that this is very doable. I think you can absolutely shoot lights out on this build. And then for the playmaking side of things, so this is where you can kind of transform your build between 2 different styles. So you have the ability to have Hall of Fame glue hands. So if you're playing spot up or pick and roller with this, you could actually just put a bunch on glue hands, dimer, floor general, whatever the case may be. I know you can only get them on bronze, but either way, like bronze floor, bronze dimer, silver quick first step, Hall of Fame glue hands, and then just like unpluckable, boom, just like that. Now you're playing as a pick and roller or a spot up in the best possible way you could use your playmaking badges. Also bullet passer, I kind of forgot that. But anyway, if you're playing in a ball handler sense of things, you could obviously take glue hands down to like bronze or silver, put it on handles for days, keep it on unpluckable, quick first step, all types of stuff like that, have it on bullet passer. The list goes on and on. You could shift between playmaking and passing badges, or in this situation, catching badges, depending on what your role is. If you're playing as a role player, as a spot up or a pick and roller, or if you're playing on 2v2 and you're trying to ISO with this. So the one negative to this is going to be the fact that we don't have 80 ball handle for the really good dribble packages. Whether you're talking size up packages, size up escapes, 80 is definitely a lot better than 75, and 85 is better than 80. But 75 is still doable. It gets you a couple decent ones, including the LeBron size up escape package where you can just hit really good hop back jumpers. Or I guess technically you don't have to shoot off of them, but either way, you can get really good hop backs, and then boom, it's going to just open up a whole lot of your offense off not even really having to be that good at dribbling. So it is what it is. Also, if you had 75 speed with ball, you'll be able to get quick dribble style, which is definitely the best one in the game by a lot of guards measures, but it's really not that big a deal. I don't think this build has to be elite at dribbling. You definitely want to make it more as a lockdown, and you could be a freelance kind of ISO player as well. Obviously, you're not coming off any screens at the point guard with this, but it's very usable and very doable in every sense of the game. For the takeovers on this, we get slash, lock, rim, and glass. Now, what's really iconic about this build right here, the 6'9" glitched out metric, you can actually get every single takeover in the game. You can get shot, sharp, play, post, everything that's listed right here with slash, lock, rim, and glass. You can get every single takeover in the game if you flex it in terms of a couple different ratings or weight or whatever the case may be. It's really crazy, bro. But again, with that, we have really good versatility. I mean, it's self-explanatory, honestly. The 6'9" is definitely the best lockdown build in the game. Now, with the 6'5" right here, this is like standard default 6'5" build right here. I haven't figured out how to make a 6'6" with 6'5" stats in the metric, so that's really the only thing I would find usable or like really useful, honestly, when it comes to that. But either way, the default 6'5" right here is very elite. So again, the height, you've already said it like 15 times now. The weight, 178, and then the wingspan, 7 foot. So this is going to give you some really good defensive attribute ratings if you want. However, though, I will say this. You could drop the wingspan, and we'll just go ahead and showcase this. You could drop the wingspan to this point right here at 6'8" and get 93 pointer instead, as well as you just have your ball handling 2 higher as well, between 86 and 88. So long story short, 6'8" wingspan is the more offensive oriented one, and really all I'm doing this for at the 7-foot wingspan is to get the 81 rebound rating. So I like that for having silver rebound chaser as well as Hall of Fame box. It makes you way more versatile when it comes to switching on to bigs, securing box outs, being able to grab the rebounds. And I think the 6'8" is a little bit more of a secondary ball handler type of a thing that you could do, where again you want a little bit more offense than you do defense if you're making it as a point guard or a secondary PG. With this one right here, I'm making it more so just to be a lockdown. We're just going to showcase that. So again, if you want to flex it a little bit your own different way, you can go ahead and do so. Now with this build right here and the next one with the 6'7", I'm going to be vouching for 65 driving dunk. Now, I know I just came from the one that had 92, and that one has elite contact dunks. It has like gold posterizer. I know it looks a whole lot more crazy, right? But with this build right here, you have so much more speed with ball, so much more speed, so much more three-pointer for people to have to respect your jump shot, which gives you easy drive lanes, probably wide open dunks for that matter. And with 65 driving dunk, it's all you need to be able to get quick drops off one, the best dunk package in the game by far. You can just run bronze limitless takeoff, bronze slither finisher, and then probably like bronze lob city finisher and bronze unstrippable. It definitely will get the job done. I'll just put it like that. So if you don't care to put a whole lot into your finishing category, I think this absolutely gets the job done. And again, for builds that have elite speed and acceleration and stuff like that, it's very hard to manage everything between it. Now, if you were someone who didn't care about playmaking at all, you don't care about that literally anything, then obviously, sure, go ahead and put more finishing on. But definitely finishing becomes the fourth most important category between all of these right here, between shooting, playmaking, and defense when it comes to a 6'5" build like this. So anyway, with the 6'5" perimeter lockdown, we have 97 perimeter defense, 93 speed, which is an insane duo, man. I mean, you combine all of that with the fact that you can get clamps, ankle braces, menace, all types of stuff like that, pick dodger on Hall of Fame. Now this right here is where I do want to give you guys some options. So we're just going to start with this. 90 steal rating is definitely still doable. I think it's by far the best threshold you can reach. It stops you from getting stunned when you go for reach-ins or passing lanes. Again, Hall of Fame interceptor, we like that on everything. Now if you wanted to go higher and go all the way up on your steal rating, I will say you could go ahead and cut off the pass accuracy all the way down to 70. You don't lose that many badge points. All you're really losing is bullet passer on gold and dropping it to silver. Silver is still doable, but it's not exactly desirable. But all that really does is get us 5 steal rating and obviously an extra like defensive badge. Now what we could do as well is drop the acceleration. So 2K Labs ran a test on acceleration very recently, and what it actually does is more so tied to ball handler things, so offensively. So if you don't care that much about your acceleration or just your offensive play in general, you can go ahead and drop that down to like 86, put your steal rating all the way up to 99, get an extra 28 defensive badges just like that, and then probably just throw the rest into free throw, honestly. Now, I'm someone who still, like, no matter what you tell me, I'm still going to believe acceleration has something to do with defense, so I'm not very willing to just completely cut out acceleration out of my life, even if I'm a big man. I'm someone who just cannot believe that in the first place. But if you want to go by 2K Labs' word of the people who actually test it rather than me who just plays with it, then go ahead and do so. I will say that, I mean, if that is true and you don't need acceleration to be able to play defense like that, I mean, man, this looks that much better. Like 99 steal rating definitely looks better than 90. And then on top of that too, it makes some badges like cheaper to run. So interceptor becomes 5, pickpocket becomes 5. Just having pickpocket in general on Hall of Fame is pretty interesting too. And then to have 70 block rating, this is something I want to talk about with this build. In terms of making your wingspan 7 foot, it gets you to 70 block rating, you get silver chase down artist, you still maintain having something like bronze rim protector and silver intimidator on a 6'5" build like this. It's very good, once again, like I said, at defending perimeter. It's exactly what you want it to do. To have 93 speed and 97 perimeter defense at 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan, you're an elite defender. It's as simple as that. And then you still have really good secondary ball handler abilities. You can still shoot the ball very good, and you can still dunk the ball very manageably when open and do it as fast as possible. The one downside to this, if you do go with a less pass accuracy, is that you don't get playmaker takeover. So it's literally just going to be sharp and lock. Simple as that. I mean, if you're playing this role though, you're probably very willing to just run things like spot up precision and extreme clamps and just call it a day at that. If you want to run double spot up or you want to run like double extreme clamps, go for it, honestly. But obviously, I would say probably split between the two of them. Probably just go spot up and extreme clamps, simple as that. And if you want the playmaking takeover, again, you can just put the pass accuracy back up, and who cares if you have 90 steal rating or 99? It really, I feel like it's kind of the same difference, but obviously people who have 99 would probably disagree. You definitely get more LT lanes as well when you're holding LT if you have 99 steal rating than 90. And just in general, you get more steals. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but the stuns don't really go anywhere. I mean, 90 is still very doable, and you still get the Hall of Fame interceptor. So it is what it is. It's kind of just a wash. You can do what you want between it. All right, and then next up we have, like I said, the glitched out 6'7" build. This is going to have 6'6" stats while listed at 6'7". It's really glitchy, man, and this is what we're deeming as the pure lockdown defender. So 6'7", 180 on the weight, 7'4" wingspan. Once again, please do not sit here and look at these ratings and think that you're going to get the same thing as me if you don't do the metric build that I'm about to show you after I show these ratings. Once again, it's just something that people just can't get the hang of when it comes to the YouTube, and me explaining it like 15 different times in the video and still don't even understand. But anyway, long story short, you can see on this build right here, we got 98 perimeter D, 99 steal, 86 rebound, 81 block rating, which gives us gold intimidator as well, and then we still have gold chase down artist and silver rim protector too. The list goes on and on. This is a really crazy build as far as defense goes. Silver rebound chaser, Hall of Fame box. Once again, we have 86 rebound though. At that, if you could have more, it'd be interesting too, but honestly, I don't think it's worth dropping the speed or perimeter D for at all. But with that, I mean, again, man, we got 88 speed on a 6'7" build. This is crazy. And then 84 speed with ball, 83 ball handle, 85 pass accuracy, gives us 28 playmaking badges. We have 23 shooting. Now, just to kind of explain this, I'm not going to show you guys this straight up, but if you were to drop the wingspan to 7'3" instead of 7'4", it's actually going to give you one more three-pointer, which would give you 80. Now, if you don't want to waste all these points right here in putting like your mid-range up, for instance, right, you can take that off entirely if you drop the wingspan by 1. But if you drop the wingspan by 1, it also drops block rating to the point where you can't get gold intimidator. So it's up to you whether you want Hall of Fame sniper just off your three-pointer and you don't want to have to upgrade any mid-range to do so, because some people would prefer that, especially if you're a spot-up lockdown build. It definitely makes sense. But again, if you're going to do that, you're going to lose that gold intimidator. I don't think it's really like a game-changing badge. It's not like a game-breaking one, but it's definitely something that's very interesting and very nice to be able to run on your build. So I personally would vouch for it. I think you ought to just really make it this way right here with 80 mid-range. Gives you some extra shooting badges anyway. Plus, it's a little bit inconvenient to not have your mid-range upgraded, but either way, it's up to you. Again, 65 driving dunk rating. I think it's very doable. It's very makeable. It's very good in terms of just giving you the quick drops off 1. It's all you need, if you ask me. And again, with this build, you're just a menace on defense, bro. 99 steal, 98 perimeter defense, 88 speed on a 6'7" build. We don't have great vertical though. I will say that much. It's not elite, and I do like to have vertical on builds that you're relying upon to play into your defense or go for chase downs or play for rebounds. So if you wanted to drop anything off the build, once again, it'd probably be this right here, where you are able to literally just drop the mid-range off entirely. Maybe you do make that decision of dropping that block rating and, you know, changing the wingspan is pretty much what I'm saying, where you get the 83-pointer, what we were just talking about. And then with that, you'd be able to upgrade your like vertical to 85. And now just like that, you're playing manageable defense. All right, so what you are now looking at is the exact same build that we were just doing, but it's moving the wingspan from 7'4" to 7'3". So the 7'3" wingspan allows us to get Hall of Fame sniper with just the 3-point rating, rather than having to upgrade our mid-range all the way to 80, and our 3-point was originally at 79. But again, what you're losing with that is the ability to get gold intimidator instead of the silver that we get right here. So it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. What we gained from not even having to upgrade the mid-range though was having 89 vertical on this build. So again, entirely up to you. I think it's literally, you can't really go wrong with the decision, but it's more so just whatever style fits you the best. Also, one thing you gain too is having hyperdrive on gold instead of silver, because of the 1 ball handle that you gain from the wingspan change. But either way, the takeovers are still the same. All you get is lock and play. It is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know why this build doesn't get sharp takeover. Honestly, 83-pointer should be pretty manageable, but I don't know. Either way, extreme clamps, perimeter badge drop, enhanced jump shot contest, they're all pretty solid. And if you wanted to as well, if you're more of a role player, you could just run team rating boost. Pretty much, long story short, you could run takeover boost, you could run rating boost. Both these are going to help your teammates when you activate it, just in terms of you having it on. With team badge boost though, you have to pass to them, so it's not exactly the best one for role players. But you could even still, if you're a secondary ball handler or someone that actually has the ball very often, you could run badge boost as well. But honestly, I think you may as well just go with the lock takeovers on this one. You're a pure lock at the end of the day. I mean, you have elite defensive ratings on like everything. You may as well just run double lock takeover, if you ask me. But anyway, that is all for the builds right here. Now I'm going to show the setup. So if you made it to this point in the video, put lock in the comments to show support you made it all the way through to this point right here. If you want to leave the video now, feel free to. Yeah, it makes entire sense, obviously. But what I'm going to do first and foremost is show you how to actually set up the 6'9" metric build. And off of that, when you make the 6'9" metric build, you pretty much just go back to Imperial and change it down to 6'7", and that's how you make this one. So it's going to be a little bit winded out, I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit brutal to listen to, probably, but I'm going to showcase how to do it. So just remember, I'm saving it in this slot right here. It's the one directly next to the 6'9" right here. It's like the 9th slot. So you get the deal. All you're going to have to do is just remember where you put it, or you can easily just identify it. I'll explain it later, but long story short, you want to make it a shooting guard, whatever handness, whatever jersey number, doesn't matter. You want to be 6'3", 220 on the weight, 7-foot wingspan, and then change it to burly body shape. After that, all you have to do is literally just max out any rating that you want. Just put your guy to 99 overall. It does not matter what you upgrade. Matter of fact, I'm just going to do the bottom one instead this time, because that's what I normally do is just upgrade the ones at the top. But again, it doesn't matter what you upgrade. You can see, you could literally just put it all into anything, pick whatever takeover you want. It doesn't matter. Complete the build. Now you just scroll over to the far right and hit edit build. So once you do that edit build, you're going to come back out to the menu. So boom, just keep hitting B right here, go all the way back. You're going to go to the menu where it has the settings or the features. You're going to go to settings and then scroll down quite a bit to the point where it says units of measurement. You're going to change this from imperial system to metric. What this is going to allow us to do is it's going to change the build and we're going to put it to 2.05 in terms of the metrics measurements. So again, come all the way over to this exact build that we just created, the shooting guard that's 1.91 meters and 99 kg. So now we click on it. Again, you're just going to leave it shooting guard, all types of stuff like that. You're going to move this to 2.05 meters. So we put it to 2.05, then we're going to put the weight all the way down, and now we maximize the wingspan. Just like that, now you have the metric 6'9" build, literally just created. Now, if you want to make the 6'7", this is where it becomes a little bit more complicated. So now that you know how to create the 6'9", I want you guys to understand, to make the 6'7" one, it's literally just a chain off of how you do this. So I don't know how to exactly explain this in the best way. I've never really done it yet, but long story short, you can see how we have the 6'9" metric listed out right now. All you have to do to make the 6'7" is create the 6'9". So again, I have to do the exact same thing that I just did, right? It's really unfortunate. While we're doing this, I'm just gonna explain why I have to do this like this. So I have to be able to just create the build again and hit finish. And then I have to be able to change my stuff back to imperial. So you have to make the 6'9" metric first and then come back out all the way back to the menu. And this will make a lot of sense when we get to that point, but I'll just follow my steps right here. So again, we now have this metric build right here, 2.05. We just did it in the metric. It makes entire sense, I sure hope. But anyway, now we're gonna come back to the features, go back to settings as well. You're gonna change this right here back to imperial. So once we've done that, now you're gonna be able to make the 6'7". I don't know why this is the case. I'm not sure why you can't just make it in the metric. I was trying really hard to, but either way, we have that build that we just edited. It's gonna be the 6'9" metric. You can do it with any of these. This is a 6'9" metric save file. This is a 6'9" metric save file. The one they showcased in the beginning is a 6'9" metric save file. This one right here technically was at one point in time. So anyway, we're gonna come back to that exact same thing that we just edited. We're gonna go ahead and just hit yes on the rebirth thing. You guys get the deal. Keep it shooting guard, same old thing. But now all we gotta do is just move it down to 6'7". You can see it's a 6'7" with literally like maxed out stats on defense. It's crazy, bro. And then you could just minimize the weight. Boom. Now you have 88 speed on a 6'7" build. Boom. There you go. It's crazy, bro. I honestly do think this is actually like insane to be able to do. The 6'9" and the 6'7" are both really glitchy when it comes to this stuff. I mean, you are a 6'7" build with 88 speed. That's crazy. But anyway, that's off the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, for drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. And like always, let's try 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end, put metric in the comments. Show support's made all the way through. And hey, I appreciate you guys if you're following along with that. Again, if you are like curious or confused when it comes to how to do that, just watch the steps back. I promise you, if I'm messing things up with how I'm saying it, or it's hard for you to understand, the visuals should be plenty enough for you to follow along with. It hasn't been patched. It's been like a month since this has been out. It's probably never going to get patched in the first place. So enjoy it for what it is, man. It's a glitchy build that helps defense in a game that's hard to play defense in the first place, and it's very easy for offense to be played. So anyway, that's off video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and feel free to leave any feedback in the comments if you think there's better lockdown builds out there. I do think very, very strongly though that these are by far the best 3 in the game, and it really is no dispute if you ask me. But anyway, that's off video. Hope y'all enjoyed. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.